All right, everybody, one more location shoot for these reviews for this set. You'll see the Detroit Renaissance Center in the background behind me there. And to finish these off, we did two Detroit bands. Now I'm just doing a Canadian band because we're on the Canadian side. So, all right, Nickelback, The State. Picked this one up used for $8, replacing it out of a collection. I've already covered Curb at this point. So this is the follow-up to Curb, and I'm going to tell you right now, there is definitely, you can hear some of that lingering post-grunge in here. There's definitely some Alice in Chains sounding stuff, especially towards the end. I'd say this one's probably about on level with Curb as far as quality of the album goes. There's a few really decent tunes on here, and then there's a few meh, and then there's a few whatever. Now, the first song on the album I've actually discussed before. That is Breathe. I believe I covered this when I was covering the Big Shiny Tunes albums. Good tune. Honestly, really great way to start off the album. Might have even been better off if they had put it somewhere outside of just the start of the album. Might have helped fill it out and put one of the other ones up near the front just to kind of get it out of the way, but Breathe is a really good tune. After that, we get into Cowboy Hat. Cowboy Hat is what would later become that country twang you find in Nickelback songs. This is definitely the start of it here. And no talking ill about that. I'm okay with that bit of a country twang. I mean, they're from the prairies, right? Yeah, it's to be expected. After that, we get into the first really big single, at least that I am aware of here in Canada. That is Leader of Men. This one got played a lot. This one definitely has that post-grunge kind of vibe. I hate using that term because it's horrible, but at the same time, it adequately describes it because you can hear a little bit of that grungy sound in there still, but it's not entirely wrapped up in there. It's not horrible. It's not annoying. Then we go to the next track, which is Old Enough. Okay, so lyrical content, you're going to have your people are going to have issues, granted. However, musically, good tune. Not going to knock it. I really enjoy it. This is also kind of where the album kind of starts to go downhill for me. Worthy to Say isn't a bad tune. It's kind of middle ground for Nickelback. Nothing special, nothing over the top, nothing great. Then you get into Diggin' This, which is what would later become like the Nickelback party song kind of thing. Not quite that good, though. It doesn't have that party song kind of atmosphere of like Burn It Down or Burn It to the Ground or, not Burn It Down. Burn It to the Ground or a couple of the other later songs where, just have that heavy party atmosphere. Digging This doesn't have that. It doesn't even have that summertime sitting out in the backyard drinking kind of party and atmosphere. Then we get into Deep. Deep, I don't know if they did it on purpose for this song or what, but they really turned up the low end, pulled out the 5-string bass and just played in the lowest possible pocket on that bass that they could. Then we're on to One Last Run. Meh. Not Leaving Yet. Meh. Hold Out Your Hand. This one's got some really nice drumming on it. I really like the drumming on Hold Out Your Hand. Really worked. Got into it. Great all over the place, not just your straight 4/4 kind of stuff. Really nice. The problem is basically Deep, One Last Run, Not Leaving Yet, Hold Out Your Hand are all very, very grungy-ish. I can definitely hear the Alice in Chains inspiration in those, and it's if you're one of my regular viewers, I'm not a huge Alice in Chains fan, and I don't mind some of it, and when you listen to it nonstop, it does not work for me. When you break it up into individual songs, I don't mind. And then this finishes off with an acoustic version of Leader of Men. And I gotta say, I think the acoustic version of Leader of Men is probably actually better than the electric version. There's something about it that's just more honest and real. And I think it's a great way to close off the album, personally myself. Do they need two versions of Leader of Men on here? No, but I think Leader of Men closing off the album is a lot better than Hold Out Your Hand. My opinion, my thoughts. I wish I paid less for this, even for a used copy. I don't mind the $8, but considering what I got for cheaper prices with some of the other Nickelback albums I picked up used recently that I've been covering, $8 is a little much for this one. Just my views, my opinions, my thoughts. Let me know what you think down below. Am I being too harsh on this album? I could be. I don't know. They got better. That's all I'm going to say. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. On your way down there, if you could please hit the like button, subscribe button, and bell for notifications, I'd really appreciate that. Couple links worth checking out. Otherwise, folks, peace, love, take care.